Commander Vexthar stood at the edge of the training arena, his crystalline exoskeleton gleaming under the artificial lights of the Galactic Defense Academy. The Krillian officer had spent the last hour lecturing his mixed-species unit about the inferiority of human physiology, his mandibles clicking with barely concealed disgust. "Look at them," he hissed, gesturing toward Lieutenant Marcus Webb, who stood silently among the other cadets. Soft skin. No natural armor. No venom sacs. No enhanced reflexes. The humans are the weakest species ever admitted to the Academy. It's a wonder they survived on their death world long enough to reach the stars. The other cadets, a mix of reptilian saurians, insectoid Mentari, and amphibious Quellan, chittered and buzzed in agreement. Webb remained motionless, his dark eyes fixed on the commander, jaw clenched but silent. "Today's exercise," Vexthar announced, "will be full-contact combat training. Standard gravity, no weapons, no protective gear. We'll see how long the human lasts against a real warrior." His compound eyes glittered with malicious anticipation. "Lieutenant Webb, you'll be paired with me." Webb stepped forward without hesitation. At 6 feet tall, he was dwarfed by the commander's 8-foot frame. Vexthar's exoskeleton could deflect plasma rounds. His strength was legendary. He'd once bent durasteel bars with his bare claws during a prison uprising on Theta 9. The arena floor cleared. Other cadets formed a circle around the two combatants, their various forms of excitement palpable in the air, bioluminescent patches flashing, scales shifting colors, antennae twitching. "Begin," barked Instructor Thal from the observation deck. Vexthar lunged immediately, his massive form covering the distance in a blur. Webb sidestepped at the last microsecond, the movement economical and precise. The commander's claws raked empty air where the human's torso had been. "Running already?" Vexthar taunted, spinning with surprising agility for his size. Typical human cowardice. Webb didn't respond. He circled slowly, his breathing controlled, watching the commander's stance with calculating eyes. Vexthar charged again, this time feinting left before striking right. Webb dropped low, rolled under the attack, and came up inside the commander's guard. What happened next occurred too fast for most observers to process. Webb's fist drove upward into the gap between Vexthar's chest plates, a vulnerable spot most species didn't possess, but one that the Krillians' articulated armor created by necessity. The impact was thunderous. Then Webb pivoted, grabbed the commander's forward arm, and used Vexthar's own momentum to throw him. 8 feet of armored alien warrior crashed into the arena floor with a sound like shattering glass. Vexthar tried to rise, then screamed, a horrible, clicking shriek that echoed through the chamber. His exoskeleton had cracked along 3 lateral lines. More importantly, the fall had fractured 4 of his internal ribs, the cartilaginous structures that supported his respiratory system. Webb stood over him, not even breathing hard. "On Earth, Commander, we have a saying, the hardest iron breaks first. The willow bends in the storm." He extended a hand to help the fallen officer. "We might not have armor, but we evolved to be adaptable. To absorb damage. To heal. To endure." Instructor Thal descended from the observation deck, medical team in tow. As they stabilized Vexthar for transport to the medical bay, the instructor addressed the assembled cadets. "Let this be your first real lesson at the Academy," Thal said, his tentacles gesturing toward Webb. "Humans survived ice ages, predators, diseases, and countless wars on a planet that tried to kill them for millions of years. They didn't need claws or armor or venom because they developed something more dangerous: adaptability, endurance, and the ability to learn from everything that tried to destroy them." Webb helped the medical team lift Vexthar onto the hover stretcher. The commander's eyes met his, and for the first time, there was something other than contempt in them. Perhaps respect. Perhaps fear. Perhaps both. As the stretcher glided away, Webb returned to formation, his knuckles slightly bruised, the only evidence of the encounter. Around him, the other cadets gave him considerably more space than they had before. The human had proven his point without saying a word.